The most heartbreaking, depressing, painful experience for any business owner is when the team members resign and leave the organization. That's when you feel like your world has come crashing down. All that time, effort, energy, money has gone down the drain. And that's why you need to learn what are the 6 hiring mistakes you could be making that would be leading to attrition. So let's dive into understanding what are those 6 hiring mistakes that you need to avoid so that you can control the attrition from your business, from your team, from your organization. The first hiring mistake that you need to avoid in your business is just taking the help of your family, friends, and existing employees for them to refer candidates to you when you have a job opening, and then ending up hiring those candidates just out of obligation because a family member referred them to you, or a friend referred them to you, or an employee referred them to you. Please never ever hire out of obligation. If you hire out of obligation, then you're creating a trap for yourself because you may end up giving a job to someone who's not capable enough for that particular role. So avoid this at all costs. The second common hiring mistake that I see, especially in small and medium businesses, is that they hire anybody who shows up for the interview. And they think, at least this person came for the interview, so committed hai. I will train this person, teach this person everything, but let's hire this person because hardly anybody is coming for interviews. Please don't hire people just because they showed up for an interview. Probably they showed up for that interview because they're too desperate for a job and they don't have any capabilities. They're actually unemployable people. When you hire unemployable people, you complicate it for yourself. It's better not to have people than to have incapable people. Because think about it. When you don't have people, you are doing everything. When you don't have capable people and you have incapable people, you're still doing everything and you're paying them money. So please don't hire people just because they showed up for an interview. Don't keep your benchmarks and standards so low just because you're desperate for hands, just because you want people at the workplace. Which brings me to the third big mistake people make that should be avoided at the time of hiring. A lot of businesses hire for role titles. They hire for role titles like marketing manager, marketing executive, sales manager, sales head. Don't hire for titles. Hire for role tasks. This is where, as a business, you need to sit down and prepare the list of tasks and activities you expect a person to do, which will give the result for that particular department. You need to be clear first what tasks and what activities are you hiring for. Don't just hire for titles, hire for tasks. Because if you hire for titles, people have their own interpretation of title. You may say marketing manager, and your definition of marketing manager may be somebody who will go out in the market, network for your business, generate contacts, and nurture leads and bring inquiries to the business. But that person's definition of marketing manager who you are hiring may be that they have to sit in the office on the desk and sit and do posts on social media and get leads from there. These are two different worlds. So make sure you hire for role tasks. Don't hire for role titles, so there is clarity of expectation of what has to be done in the particular job role. Think about it. If you hire for title and not for task, and there's a mismatch in expectation, naturally that candidate will leave. So hiring is a very important skill. And if you'd like to learn more about how to hire the right people, what are the parameters to consider, then I invite you to spend 2.5 hours with me at a live training called the Business Success Workshop. I've designed the Business Success Workshop where I break down for you the 4 types of business: a owner-driven business, a team-driven business, a money-driven business, a system-driven business, so that you can analyze which type of business are you building. And then I break down for you how do you build a growth business and not just a survival business. And under building a growth business, I go into details of how do you build effective teams, what are the tasks and activities you need to do to be able to build effective teams. So if you'd like to learn this, then click on the link below and register yourself right now for the Business Success Workshop. These 2.5 hours will shift the direction of your thinking, your actions, and eventually the results of your business. So take that action right now. Pause the video if required and register right now. Now that you've registered for the Business Success Workshop, let us talk about the 4th mistake to avoid while hiring so that you minimize the attrition from your business. The 4th mistake to avoid while hiring is talking more in the interview as an interviewer and not allowing the candidate to speak. Look, I'll tell you what happens. For some people, when they sit for an interview of a candidate, they feel they are so significant and superior, and their only way to experience their superiority and significance is by only endlessly talking about themselves, their organization, and not allowing the candidate to speak. Remember this, when you are sitting in an interview, you are sitting there to gather evidence whether the candidate has the required attitude, skill, and knowledge for the role task. And the only way to gather evidence is when you're going to be an investigator, not an inspirer in that interview. Your job is to interact at a minimal level and allow the candidate to express themselves, demonstrate their characteristics, demonstrate their behaviors, demonstrate their skills, demonstrate their knowledge. It is not a show for you to show off how you are God's gift to mankind. This is not for you, this is for them. And that's where it's not about you speaking more, it's about you listening and evaluating more. This is a common mistake that people make. Just because they got the opportunity to speak a lot, they feel that candidate is a very good listener, they can build good rapport with that person, and they hire that person. May not be capable for the job role. So please speak lesser in an interview. Which brings me to the fifth mistake a lot of business owners make when it comes to hiring. The fifth mistake is not testing the attitude, skills, and knowledge of the candidate through tasks, through assignments, through projects, through some on-the-job work. If you're not going to give task assignments to the candidate during the selection process, how will you know whether they have the capability or not? And when I say this to business owners, you know the common response that I get from some of those business owners saying, Rajiv, if I give a task or an assignment or a project, what if that person gets scared and they don't come back itself? I'm like, what's wrong with that? No, Rajiv, firstly, we are finding it difficult to find candidates. And then if we are complicating it for them, then how will we be able to find people and hire them? Baba, it's almost like you don't want to see the truth. Look, if a person's not capable, they will not do the task assignments and they will not come back for the follow-up of the interview. If they are capable, they will jump onto the task and assignment and you will know that you found a capable candidate. Please don't have this fear psychosis. It's almost like you are more nervous than the candidate. You are nervous in giving the work, the task and assignments to the candidate. If you're going to be hiring from that thought process, you better not hire, my friend. Which brings me to the sixth and final mistake to avoid while hiring. Again, in a lot of small and medium enterprises, I see the business owners having low confidence about their business, their brand, their workspace. And in fact, they feel that the candidate is doing them a favor by joining them. Now, when you carry that low confidence in an interview, it is very visible for the candidate. And when the candidate sees that the owner himself is not confident and the owner himself is asking questions like, you're sure you'll join? No. If you give offer letter, you'll come? No. Pakka? No. It's okay for you to work here? No. If you're going to have that kind of a tonality and that kind of, you're going to make those kind of statements in an interview, you're letting the candidate know that you don't carry self-worth for your own business. And that is what makes the candidate nervous, and that's when candidates take offer letters and don't join such businesses. This is a common mistake that a lot of small and medium entrepreneurs make because of low self-worth about their own business. All I want you to know is this: today, talented people understand that it is better to work with a startup or a small and medium enterprise where the job responsibility will be higher, the learning curve will be faster, the career growth will be better. They prefer working with startups and small and medium enterprises. So don't be stuck in the 2005 psychology where you believe that people only want to join MNCs and large corporations. That thought process has changed. Today, you got to sit with confidence in an interview and let the candidate know that, hey, if you want a job, join an MNC or a large corporate. But if you want a career, then join us, because we will give you a concrete role with solid responsibility, a great learning curve, and an amazing career graph. You got to sit with confidence in an interview. You cannot have a sense of low confidence and be timid in an interview where you act as though the candidate is doing you a favor. Please, please, please shift that in your head, and you will see you attract the right kind of people and you limit attrition in your organization over a period of time, because you've gotten the first step right, which is hiring the right people. I hope you found value in this video, in these 6 mistakes that I've shared with you and the corrections that you need to make. And I look forward to seeing you at the Business Success Workshop, where the learning will go to the next level. So make sure you click on the link, register yourself, because that's where the magic happens. See you at the Business Success Workshop.